Hello.
Hello, welcome back to the suite.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Fresh off Marrakesh trip.
Fresh off the boat.
Fresh off Marrakesh.
We spent 10 days in Morocco. So long.
I think we've got a lot to discuss, honestly. What would your rating of Morocco be?
I'm looking at this because it looks like my saturation's been turned up. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Is that what colour I am?
Yeah. As I told you, you're tanned.
Well, I look like my saturation's been like...
Yeah, you're tanned.
Okay.
You're tan, girl.
Yeah, Marrakesh trip. What a joy.
What a journey.
What a journey and a joy.
So obviously you guys must know by now that we run group trips.
If you don't...
Where have you been? Been under a rock. And our second one this year was to Marrakesh. And okay, so like the thing is, the trip was splendid. Group of girls, phenomenal ladies. Loved every minute of them.
Yeah.
The actual activities, so good. Like the trip on the whole, like if I was a guest, I would have loved my time. However, we were not guests.
No.
We were behind
when
the
you're
scenes.
working and you're on the ground. And we walked a lot in that heat. I felt like a donkey mule some of those days.
Yeah. So like my least step day, when I looked back after the week, was 10,000 steps.
Yeah.
My most steps was 23,000.
Just gonna cuddle this.
Be cold.
Just feeling like cozy.
Oh. Anyway, back to Marrakesh, which was hot.
It was so hot.
It was roasting.
It was meant to have cooled down by then, but actually
it was hot.
Boiling.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, if you'd never been to Morocco before, like, basically most people stay either in a resort or they stay in the Medina in a riad. And we wanted to give an authentic experience, so we stayed in riads, which meant we were in the Medina. So once you're in the Medina, you got to get out of the car. There's no driving unless you get on a motorbike.
I thought I hit gold and I met my mans on the bike.
Oh my God.
Like...
Can we insert pics, please? Insert picture
I didn't even have them. You sent me them. I was like, guys, I won't be walking with y'all anymore because I found me a man with a bike.
Yeah,
so I was like,
she thought she met her Moroccan bae. Which is fun, interesting. One thing I will say before we even digress into this is that men in Tagazout, or Tagazout, I'm not really sure how you say it, which is the coastal area of Morocco, are much more handsome than men from Marrakesh.
For sure.
The Tagazout man were given fine wine.
There was one guy in Marrakesh that was giving husband fine wine.
Really?
And it was a day where you were having a meltdown and I was on the phone to you and I was like, and he was like, beautiful. And I was like, beautiful. And you were like, ah! And I was like, ah!
I was literally, there was
So
one day when
him.
I was screaming.
One day.
There was many days when I was screaming down the phone.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, running a business together of this type of business,
caliber.
we really test our friendship. It does.
It's hard.
And when we come out the other end, I'm like, I'm glad I've got such a patient friend. Because there's moments when she wants to rip my head off, and there's moments when I want to rip her head off.
But I think the worst day for me was the fucking pin. The day with the pin. I swear to God, that day I was about to throw the phone in the bin because I knew it was wrong. I was like, literally, what's a pin? And you would give me 3 digits. I was like, it's a 4-digit pin. You were like, no, it's 3 digits. I was like, no, it's not.
And but it was a very stressful situation because you know what? It seems like in Morocco, every time like something is happening, 3 things have to go wrong at the exact same time.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's very hard to cope. So she's in the shop trying to buy the champagne and she's like, what's the pin for the business card? And I'm like, I don't know. And then I'm getting a delivery, someone's talking to me, and like 5 other things happening at the same time, and I'm like having a nervous breakdown.
Everyone just thought it was such a good trip. Like even people that had just seen the stories and stuff, like, oh, it looks so good. And everyone that asked me like, how was it? And I'm like, stressful. They're like, really? I didn't even notice.
I just think being behind the scenes and making sure that people's days are going smoothly. Because bear in mind, like guys, we had a group of 16 ladies. Fantastic ladies, who were so very patient, very lovely, and we had to make sure their days were going smoothly. So for us, it's fine if like something's not going fine for me as a person, but I need to make sure their days are perfect.
Yeah,
and we take that very seriously because it's our business. So I think that is the stressful part.
I'm just thinking of more and more things. I'm like, this happened, then this happened, and then this happened. The cake.
Oh my God, our cake melted. But let's talk about Morocco on a whole. So like, what are your like thoughts on Morocco as a whole? Because my thoughts on Morocco have massively changed after this trip.
Morocco or Marrakesh?
Marrakesh, let's say.
I had a complete different experience. I've only been to Marrakesh once before. I had a complete different experience because I didn't stay in the Medina. So it was a lot more chilled. Obviously, it was a holiday. Like, it was going to restaurants and doing up vacation. So it was very different to working and being responsible for a group. And also staying in the Medina. I think after the 10 days, I was a different person. I was on the attack. I was ready to fight a man. Like that last day, they were like, "Oh, baby." I was like,
yeah,
they were very pervy and stuff. But I think actually the way people had described, like I've been to the Medina before, but the way everyone was like, "Oh, like be careful," and like you're gonna get catcalled, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that. I don't think it was that bad. I think it was handled very well, like as in like we handled it very well in terms of the people there, and when they were being annoying or catcalling or whatever it was, we were just kind of like, and then they were kind of like cool. Like I don't feel like there was any situation where they were like too much.
So the first time I went to Morocco, I'm gonna say was maybe like 2013, 2014, and it was a completely different Medina. As in like people were trying to get you in their shops. People were like, haggling with you. People were like, like I remember there was one guy who like me and my mom were trying to get somewhere because I went with my mum, and we were like doing something on Google Maps, and then like the guy saw that we were on Google Maps, and he was like, I'll take you.
Oh, that happened to me with the kid.
And then he took us. Oh no, that was worse. He took us, and then when we got there, I was like, okay, thanks. And then he was like, give me money. And then I was like, I don't have any money to give you. And he literally started screaming at me, fuck you, da-da-da-da. Like other men in the Medina came over and took him away from us and were like, we're really sorry. And we had scenarios like that happen like multiple times where men are like from the Medina. And I say men because there weren't a lot of women working in the Medina in Morocco. So it's only going to be men. Yeah. And they were very rude. They were very abrupt. There was the catcalling that we had, I'm going to say it was like 5-6 times that amount. It was every single person you walk past, whereas now the Medina has calmed down so much more. I feel like I would never have walked on my own back then, whereas now there was several times when I went out by myself, I went and did stuff by myself, I'd meet you somewhere because we had shit we needed to get done. So I would say in that respect the Medina is a lot better. I think
we're quite streetwise people.
100%.
Like I think that like we're not just gonna like, because a couple of the girls, they said that they went somewhere and there were people putting things in their bags and being like, good price for you. Yeah, it happened to the girls. Some guy put like a knife in their bag and was like, oh, it's yours, almost free. And then she was like, I don't want it, take it out of my bag now. Like, so I think it depends on who you are. If they know they knew we were obviously foreign, but like we just on smoke.
Yeah, 100%. I think now, it's definitely, Medina has definitely calmed down, but I definitely think you have to know, like, you have your wits about you.
Yeah.
Like, you need to be very stern with them. You can't, like, take any shit. I don't think in terms of like getting pickpocketed or anything like that, I don't really think that's something you need to worry about. I didn't really, no one had anything stolen from them, and I never ever felt like anyone was trying to like approach me in that manner.
No.
However, I just think you have to be aware of the fact that the Medina, like the first thing the driver said to us when he dropped us off was, the Medina is full of scammers. Do not trust anybody. And that is literally the phrase of the fucking trip. Yeah. Do not trust a soul, because people in Morocco will try to scam you.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of Moroccan people, they're very lovely people, but then people in that Medina, honey, no. They're gonna scam you.
They're not to be fucked with.
They're gonna scam you.
And you've got to be like unfuckwithable as well.
Yeah, you have to give it as much as they're willing to give it, otherwise they will chew you up and spit you out.
And I just feel like they have no like, a lot of them just don't have any like decorum when it comes to like manners and stuff. Definitely with like demure men and women. No. Like a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them were just like very like
100%.
And I was like, hello, like I'm a paying customer or a paying person. They just did. Remember the guy who like literally wouldn't get me water? And I was like, hello. And he was just like looking through me.
I think that was also Nunu's doing.
Yeah, she was like, don't get them.
We had a tour guide, guys.
Oh, she was awful.
We nicknamed her Nunu, which one of the girls named it, and she was the most vile person I've ever come across in my entire life. Like, she made jokes about slavery.
Yeah,
like it was not funny. It was not a good time. She scammed us out of a lot of cash.
She has 5-star reviews.
Don't trust the 5-star reviews on people in Morocco, because
like get a recommendation, because we really fumbled with that one. And luckily like the girls weren't too like, what the hell is this? Like they were very understanding, but like Lordy Lord.
One thing I will say that I think Morocco is lacking is like I guess New Marrakesh is not so bad, because like there are a lot of like other restaurants, but in the Medina, like tagine and some more tagine.
Yeah,
every day tagine. And you
what
know
are we having today?
Tagine.
Yeah.
What type of tagine?
Isn't there any other national dishes of Morocco?
What's the national dish?
We had some good different food when we went to Tagazal. We ate like
Tagazal. I thought it was so much more varied. The food was so much more varied.
that chef guy was really good. But I just feel like the food even like at Dada, like we went to Dada for our welcome dinner, and I just feel like that experience as well. We haven't written our review for that. It was just very like in and out. We don't care about you. Here's
couscous is the national dish.
Yeah, I thought that.
Couscous is considered Morocco's national dish.
But they wasn't even giving us couscous on the side of the tagine. It was just tagine.
So like when we were in Morocco, I lost 2 kilos. And obviously we walked a lot and we also had the sheets. However, I also realized that when I did eat, because there was a lot of days when we were so busy, guys, like I just didn't eat. Like there was one day when I ate one meal. Like I ate breakfast, I didn't eat again the whole day.
And I had like stomach pain. Like I haven't even had that since I got back.
She was bad.
My stomach was killing me.
But like then I realized like when we did eat and we were having tagine, a lot of the time I was just having chicken and veg. Because they were giving me tagine and chicken and veg and they weren't bringing out the couscous and stuff.
There was nothing else.
So then I was just having chicken and veg. So it's no wonder that I lost weight like in a week, like I lost 2 kilos in a week because I was eating just chicken and veg.
We weren't eating a lot at all.
And then when I was eating, I wasn't eating enough, barely any carbs. And then I didn't eat a lot most other days. So yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah, no, the food wise. But how we can't really get around that. That's the thing, because a lot of like you want people to have like the traditional experience.
Yeah, this is the thing.
And I guess like with the cooking classes and stuff, people want to learn how to cook tagine. So it's tagine again. And then on the first day, if they're coming, they're ordering their gas, it's going to be tagine. And then before you know it, you've eaten it every day.
There was even some people who ate tagine on the leaving dinner.
Yeah, they switched.
They were like, tagine, one more tagine, you know.
Yeah. And we had it the night before that at the like at the Bedouin dinner
the
thing
Bedouin
as well.
dinner was also tagine.
It was really everyday tagine.
Yeah, it was everyday tagine, and I think that is just because I don't know any other country that I've been to where it's like there isn't anything but like
Puerto Rico.
one kind of dish. The mofongo is worse. I'd rather have tagine than mofongo any day, because at least tagine is nice.
Tyler.
Tagine is good. It's just like it's everyday tagine, so I'm kind of bored of it. But like, the mofongo was awful. Me and Marlon are...
It wasn't awful.
Me and Marlon are king and queen of the hate mofongo club because we hate mofongo.
There was mofongo fucking everywhere.
Mofongo can take a hike. The food in Puerto Rico was bad, just on the whole though, in my personal opinion. I'm so sorry if you're from Puerto Rico, and if you want to make me a Puerto Rican dinner that's better, go for it. But I didn't have one good meal in Puerto Rico.
I like the barbecue.
That wasn't even Puerto Rican food. That was just a barbecue place.
I think we didn't eat traditional Puerto Rican food apart from the mofongo, and that's
no. The chicken was tasteless. It was barely seasoned.
Oh yeah, that chicken wasn't the best.
The plantain.
Some of the tagines you get are very unseasoned though.
I didn't have any bad tagines.
Not like this time I didn't have bad tagines, but I have in the past had like bad
really?
tagines. Yeah,
I haven't ever had a bad tagine.
Because I used to hate tagine.
Oh.
Yeah, I only really changed my opinion when we went to Tag Us Out, because I was like, I hate tagine. It's so dry. It's so boring. Like I just don't really like it. And then after we went to Tag Us Out, it's like, okay, this is not too bad. And then this time we went also like it was actually like seasoned. So I was like, okay.
I've actually never had a bad tagine.
Really?
But then also like you said when you went before, you didn't stay in the Medina, right?
No.
So like I think if you go out of Medina, you stay in like a resort or something like that. I think it's a bit more like westernized. So like they're putting less seasoning and stuff in it to like cater to like a Western palate.
Yeah.
But I think whereas in the Medina, they're giving you like kind of closer to authentic food, Moroccan food, most places. The thing is, Morocco has like really nice restaurants. Like the restaurants are really nice and very pretty. And on the whole, like I don't think we went to a restaurant and I was like, except for that place with the lights. Remember, and I had steak and you had pasta. The place you were like, oh, I want to go here, and I was like, I went before and it's mid.
Yeah.
That was probably the worst meal we had.
Yeah, it was very mid.
It was very, very mid. I can't remember what it's called. We'll put the name somewhere. Tutoria. It's very popular. A lot of people want to go there. However, because
it's very romantic.
It's because it's very beautiful. Like it's very beautiful. It's very Instagrammable. However, I've been there twice, and both times the food was not good. And I wouldn't say it was unedible, but I would just say like it was mid. Like it wasn't very. The steak was I had okay. steak, and it was basic. Like it tasted like very basic. And we had other girls in the group who went there, and they said the service took hours.
They saw that somebody drop bread on the floor and pick it back up and put it in the basket.
Yeah, you're shocking.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I mean, it's one of those places like I've been there, I just wouldn't go again now. I'm like, is what it is.
Yeah, you go there one time. However, I would say like the food at Dada was good. The service, service just poor.
Was decent.
Food was good, service was poor, but yeah, that was poor. The food at Nomad was decent. We had the lamb chops. Or I had lamb chops there. I think you did as well.
Nomad, what's that?
That was where we went, and it was like me, you, Rihanna, Sydney, Taylor.
That was okay.
That was okay.
Yeah.
The breakfast at that place we went that day when not Batcha. Batcha was.
I liked Batcha.
Batcha was good. I think Batcha food was really good.
Yeah.
And I think the place we went the day before that for breakfast. Remember, it was like in the square.
Yeah, I
that
was
place.
so stressed that day I wasn't tasting anything.
Yeah, that was a stressful day. That day the food was also good.
I think I was in a trance because I literally don't remember anything that I even ate.
I think you went for like a very basic breakfast. I had the beef traditional beef omelette thing, which is actually my favorite thing. But yeah, Morocco scammers.
Someone actually asked us in our comments yesterday for the trip, like what money, like how much would they have to bring extra for the trip, because like
they came on our trip.
Yeah, so they were saying how much do we think that they would have to bring for like food, like additional food outside of like what we cover, and then also like shopping.
So
which
the
is
thing
hard
is,
to answer.
you can't really answer the shopping question because it really depends on what you come for. Yeah. Because some people are like, I'm going getting a rug. Like, forget Lauren. Lauren was like, I want to get a rug.
Did she buy a rug?
I don't know if she bought it in the end, but she went shopping loads of times.
And Anna bought a tagine pot.
Yeah, and them tagine pots are heavy.
Yeah.
She was like, don't drop my suitcase because my tagine pots are in there. Like, she bless her. She was so funny.
Yeah, I think it's hard to answer. In terms of
really
food,
depends.
I feel like people had like maybe like 4 or 5 lunch and dinners out.
Well, okay, so like on the whole, like your breakfast is included every day. We had 5 days of dinner. You dinner 5 times you were given dinner. Because we had the welcome dinner, the leave-in dinner, we had the ATV dinner, we had cooking class, and I think there was like one other thing. Food tour.
Right, yeah.
So there was 5 dinners included.
And you've got 7 nights.
And you got 7 nights. So you got 5 dinners and everyday breakfast. The only thing that's really then not included is, were there any lunches included?
No, I don't think we had
So lunch is not included, so you get your own lunch.
Yeah.
And then
on what you want to do.
You pay for 2 dinners and 7 lunches.
All your lunches.
But
lunch isn't that much. Like,
but
how much were we spending? Like what, like 20 euros?
I think we were spending like 20 euros per person.
Yeah, if you're doing like, and also a lot of the places they're very casual. You can go have like whatever. If you want to eat street food, it's even less. So I don't think I'd say like it's such a hard question to answer because you could eat dinner very low key or you could eat dinner very fancy.
It really depends on like you
and
as a person.
And if you want to go out after, if you're going drinking, if you're going to the club,
this
like,
is the thing. And drinks can be quite expensive because Morocco isn't a place where they traditionally have like cocktails. So like cocktails tend to be a bit more expensive because locals don't drink. But like if you're getting a Coke, it's like £1, like €1 or something. So like it really depends on like what you want. I think like I'd say at the very most, if you're going all out, like £200, £300 for food.
Really? I think said more.
No, I wouldn't. 2 dinners. Dinner's what you're going to spend the most money on. You're not going to spend a lot of money on lunch.
So how much was our dinner at Trattoria? I think it was like £80 each or something. 100. Well, no, actually, I think it was less than that because we didn't drink. We only had like 2 dishes. We didn't have dessert. I think a dinner would be at least 80 to 100 per person. If you're going for a nice, how much is dinner at Dada? Do you think?
Dinner at Dada?
Yeah.
I've eaten at Dada several times. I've never ever spent more than £30.
3 courses?
Not for 3 courses though.
What's that for?
I think it was like a starter and a main and a drink.
Okay. So let's say like £50-60 if you were really going to max it out and go somewhere super nice. So yeah, maybe like 200 and then maybe like an extra £100 for your shopping. It's not a lot. And then I'd say maybe an extra 100.
How much do you think we spent at Trattoria? But we only had 2 mains though. We didn't have any starters. But how much do you think we spent?
I was gonna say like 140 or something.
We spent £40.
You're joking.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's cheap. The food is cheap.
Oh my god.
Trattoria is one of the most. Yeah, Trattoria is one of the most expensive places that you can go, and we spent £40. We didn't have any cocktails, but we did have drinks. We had like a soft drink. We didn't have cocktails, and I had a pasta. You had a steak, and then I think
the taxis are mad cheap too.
The taxis are very cheap.
Wow, I didn't know we spent £40.
Yeah.
Go us on the budget.
So it really isn't that expensive. Like I genuinely do think £200-300, especially if you're not gonna eat a Trattoria every day.
And everything, a lot of the other things are already included.
Exactly.
So that's decent. And some people don't eat lunch. Like by the time you've waken up eating breakfast, you're doing things. You might just grab something small. You might not sit down and eat a proper lunch.
Yeah, this is the thing.
And a lot of the time, like, for example, like our cooking classes and stuff were kind of early-ish. So really and truly, like, you wouldn't eat and then eat again then. Gosh, what a bargain.
And even
sign me up.
So Dada was about £50 per person for that set meal. That was a main, £50 per person, main, starter, main, dessert, and a cocktail.
2 drinks, or was it one?
One cocktail and a tea and a coffee. Yeah. So 50 quid for that. So I do think if you've only got 2 dinners to pay for, you could easily get those 2 dinners for about 100 quid. Yeah. And then you can, if you're not getting like loads of cocktails, and then it's just lunch. And most people are not spending loads of money on lunch because they're going out for dinner.
Yeah. So
I actually do think 200 to £300
if you're not drinking.
If you're going on the trip is easy, fine.
Yeah. Okay. I'll revert back.
So one thing I do want to touch on. So obviously me and Helena have spent a lot of time in Morocco doesn't really count as the Middle East. It's it's a North African country. But however, they have a lot of like similar like values to like a lot of the other, because they're a Muslim country. So like we've been to Dubai, we've been to Bahrain. Like what, like of the three, like what is your preference? Because they're all three. Like I'd say Morocco is extremely cultural. Bahrain's like kind of in the middle, like cultural and a bit fancy. And then Dubai is like...
Wait, you're asking what's my preference over
of the three?
Dubai, Bahrain or Marrakesh?
Yeah.
Dubai.
So the thing is, before this trip, I would have said Marrakesh.
You never went to Dubai though?
Okay, but I could have said Abu Dhabi, for instance, which is very similar. Like...
No, definitely not Marrakesh.
I would have said before Marrakesh. I
don't mind Marrakesh, but like... It's cute. Like, it's a nice place to visit for sure. Would I live there?
Oh, no. But we're talking about living.
Yeah, I know. But, like, usually if I love a place, I'll be like, I want to move here.
Okay,
like,
fine. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like,
and I'm not saying I love Dubai like that. I'm not like, oh, my God, it's the land of dreams. Like, it's not that kind of vibe. But I just think the vibe, like, it has things that I look for in a place is coffee shops.
Yeah.
Some good breakfast spots. And then I'm like... Right, I'll move here.
Like, yeah, but not moving. Like, we're talking about a vacation.
Yeah, I know, but like, I'm saying like, if I love it that much, that's what I think of. Like, I think vacation cool, but I think I don't know. Dubai, obviously, price wise, is completely different. If I want to have a cheap breakaway, like. I can't go to Dubai every weekend, can I? I could go to Marrakesh every weekend and spend £100 and go home and be happy. So in that sense, Marrakesh also has really nice, cute coffee shops and stuff like that.
Well, the thing is, for me, the reason I would have said like before I would have said Marrakesh, and the only reason my view's been tarnished is because like we did have like a lot of bad experiences with people, and that has tarnished it for me. However, like as a place to go and visit, like Marrakesh has so much to offer. The food, okay, it's a lot of tagine, but the food is good. Like it's a lot of culture. There's a lot of cultural things to do. Like the Medina's very like interesting. There's things to do there, shopping, etc. You can leave there, you can go to the desert, you can do ATVs, you can do so much there, basically is what I'm saying. Like for me it would, and like content, like for my job, like making content in Marrakesh, easy.
But I also feel like we haven't worked in Dubai, where like if we'd done a job there, like if we'd done a trip there and a job there, we may have a different...
Bali we worked, and I'm like, my view's not tarnished.
My view was a little tarnished after the last trip because people were trying to be scammers.
The problem is I think that we had like such a high like a view of Bali, and like so much trust in the people there. Yeah, but ultimately, this is something I said to you too the other day though. Like I don't trust anyone. I don't put anything past anyone, because at the end of the day, people are people, and people will fuck you over, and people will lie.
This is what I feel about Dubai. I'm like, oh, Dubai looks great, and everyone's all like, come and do business in Dubai. But I feel like the minute we do a trip there, we will find out they actually people are not as fun as we think they are, and as trustworthy, and probably would also be trying to scam us.
Yes, I think no matter where you go, someone is going to try to scam you. I just think the scammery levels are like different. Like so, for instance, like Bali, it's like you might get a teeny tiny mid scam. One of your vendors might be a bit of a prick, and done. Marrakesh, on the other hand, I feel like we got to re-up the whole vendor list is getting dashed out, and we're probably taking we're taking the driver with us and the cameraman, and everybody else we got to replace because they were absolute scammers. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that. So like the levels for that is different. But like for terms of like a vacation, like somewhere like Morocco, I feel like
there's more to see as well.
There's
like
more to do.
You could do like a road trip in Marrakesh. In Morocco. There's loads of places to go.
Whereas Dubai, I think I would like to go again and do more stuff. I think because we were just us two and we only had 3 days, we were quite limited. And also we weren't there on like a weekend when like we could actually like go out and like go to like the popping beach club parties or even consider going out at night, because you know me, I'm a bedtime galley, I don't like to go out. But if I was in Dubai on like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'd be like, cool, I have to go out at least once.
Also Dubai, I've been in like a group setting, I've been in like a vacation setting, and I feel like it is nice for a chilled vacation, but I think in a group it is really fun. Like I think if everybody came with like their man and their girls and stuff like that, then there's lots to do where like boys can do stuff together, girls can do stuff together, you can go to like boat parties, you can go out. I think also sometimes when it's two people, it's more money involved.
Oh yeah,
because
you're doing hemorrhaging cash.
You can't get like the table or the cabana where everyone can split, or the yacht where everyone can split. Like two people, we can't get a yacht for the two of us and be paying 10 grand or whatever. Like I think it's better in a group because it's so expensive, because you're getting taxis and whatever. In that sense, like you're saving more money when you're going as a group as well.
I was talking to my boyfriend about our trip today, and I was like, oh, like, because he's been to Dubai before, and he was like, yeah, when I went, I was like, did you find like Dubai like very inspirational? Because like, you know, you see, you're like, everyone's got like a Lamborghini and they've got a G-Wagon, so you're like, oh fuck, I need to like make my cash, you know what I mean? And he was like, yeah, he was like, yeah, but I was also like mad gas when I went. He was like, I was like young. He was like, so I rented like an Audi like whatever, and I was like, how much were you paying for that? He was like, I was a dickhead, I was paying £300 a day.
Oh my
for a car. And he was like, he was rolling up to the club with his boys, and then he'd get out of the car.
And he paid grand in the club as well.
Yeah, I know, but then he was like, all the girls would see him in the car, they'd be like, oh my god, do you like a footballer then? Like flocking. He was like, he's never seen girls flock so quick.
How did that make him feel? They're just coming for the gas.
He was just like, I mean, I want a vacation. He was obviously laughing out, but he was like, he knew they were there for they thought he had the cash, you know. And he was just like he just like gassed, like,
that's what they're all there for in Dubs,
mate.
The cash.
Also something that I realized after being in Dubai and watching Love Is Blind Habibi, which we should also talk about for 5 minutes today, is the amount of plastic surgery. Crazy.
Yeah.
Like in Dubai, the amount of BBLs we saw, the lips, everything. I'm just like, what is going on here?
It's a lot of pressure.
It's
a lot of pressure out there. Yeah.
Because like, how many BBLs?
And the girls that I know, like from here, that have BBLs, they feel like brand new out there. They feel like
I'm not surprised. They must just be doing up.
I felt like the inting of my ass out in the mall.
We also got kicked out of the mall, guys, because Helena was doing up naked.
You didn't tell me that my bum cheeks were out. So in
my defense, right, I mean, I thought you knew your bum cheeks were out.
No, I didn't know it was that bad. But like, I didn't have a full length mirror.
True. But, I mean, I just thought you knew what you were wearing. So
I hadn't tried on that outfit.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
So you saw me from the back and just thought,
yeah, I thought it was fine.
It was fine for the restaurant because it was dark in there.
So this is also the thing. So like every scenario up until we got to the mall, I couldn't really see what you were wearing. Like I couldn't really see okay, yeah, she's naked. Like, do you know what I mean? Because it was dark. Like it was dark in the hotel. It was dark in the Uber. It was dark in the restaurant. It was dark outside. So I was like, cool, we're good. And then when we got to the mall, I was like, oh goddamn, this girl has got her whole ass out in the streets.
I thought I was going to Dubai Mall jail.
Yeah. So this guy the security guard comes up to us in the mall and says, excuse me. No, he didn't even start at that. He was like, hi.
And he showed his
he was like, hi. And we were like, hi. And he was like, are you alright? And we were like, yeah. And then he was like, so I'm from Dubai Mall Police.
I was like, I'm going to jail.
I was like, fuck. And then he was like, you have two options. You buy her camera, or
no, you buy her something appropriate.
You buy her something appropriate to wear in the mall, or you leave.
We were like,
we'll leave. We were like,
and then we got escorted out of the mall.
And at one point, he thought we were trying to run away, and he was like, "Girls!"
I thought he was gonna throw a pashmina around me or something.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
But yeah, when I got home, I was like, I shouldn't have been in the mall in that.
Do you know what? Also, we recorded that whole video. You saw your ass in that video.
No, I didn't, because I was only turned to the side.
No, when you were like pushing me in the Uber. Your whole ass is in it.
I didn't really notice actually that. I only watched it that one time. So
you didn't feel the breeze on your ass?
No, not at all. There was no breeze. Moral of the story, guys. Do not go out. I knew this
in
anyway.
Dubai
but
Mall.
I just obviously look at what you're wearing before you go to the mall.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going back to Dubai with my
negligee.
mum, and she was like, "So, like, do I need to be like really covered up?" And I was like, "No, Debs, you can wear whatever you like. Just don't be wearing what I told her."
Negligee.
But I told her, "Don't wear what Helena wore."
Did you tell her?
Yeah, I told her, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, how disrespectful."
Who, me?
She's like, "Helena's out here disrespecting the Dubai people."
I've seen girls in less than what I was wearing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think in the beach club is fine.
I think that's just a dinner outfit.
I also think one thing I did think was crazy, which is in Bahrain and in Dubai, was like abaya as a band.
Yeah, for the beach club.
Yeah, I think that's kind of wild. I feel like if you want to come in your abaya, that's your prerogative, no?
Yeah, I wonder why.
I don't really get it.
I think because a lot of these beach clubs is targeted at like, we want hot girls in. That's why they do this whole like ladies' day and whatever. They want all the hot girls in. If you're in an abaya and there's 50 girls there in abayas, no man.
Yeah, it's not really setting the tone for the man.
No, it's not giving naked.
No, okay, that's fair. But yeah, I think banning them is a bit harsh.
No.
But I mean, I saw one woman there. She was basically in a scuba suit
in Dubai.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But
yeah.
Anyway, Love Is Blind Habibs.
Oh God, it's been good. Yes, but I was telling someone about this today. I was like, you need to start watching it, man.
Love Is Blind Habibs.
The men are moving, man. But do you know what? It just gives the present back to Marrakesh and Morocco. Like, I just feel like a lot of these men are on this, like, you are a woman, you will listen to me, so I think respect me.
I think that it set a really bad precedent for Arab men in Love Is Blind Habibi.
Yeah, but we knew. Like, no offense.
No, I didn't know. I thought that was like a stereotype.
No,
I genuinely thought it was a stereotype. I didn't really think that it was like
it was like, you dance, you disrespect me.
Yeah, the lot of disrespect me.
You are not respectful to me. You are not respectful to you.
Yeah, that man. What's his name? Simo.
Simo.
They're moving to take nuts. A hike. He was absolutely insane. It was a lot, but like I think it was to a different degree. Like there were some guys that were like control a little controlling, like in weird ways, like Muhammad. But like someone like, for instance, Shafiq, Simo. There's a few others, like they were like narcissistic.
It was like shut up and look pretty, basically.
100%. It was like shut up, look pretty. It was, some of the things they were saying were shocking.
The dentist shocked me the most. If you haven't watched it, this is probably a spoiler.
Soz.
Yeah.
But like
the dentist shocked me the most.
No, he didn't shock me, because on the first day when he was talking to her, she was like, I danced, and he was like, no, I don't like that.
Yeah, he didn't like the dance.
And then they just brushed it. Oh, she brushed it off, and then it came up again, and it was like, he was basically like, if you're going to be a dancer, then you can't be my wife. That's it. It's like that simple. And also then he was like, wasn't he like, she shouldn't even be arguing with me. I'm the man. I get the last say.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah.
You're mad.
But a lot of the women, I think, are more empowered.
Yeah, they were. I liked that.
I'm surprised that they're all like, no.
A lot of them were like, this is not going to run for me. And also what I did find was weird was that a lot of the men on the show are very much into like very like old school traditional must respect me vibes. However, when it came to I'm gonna take care of you, I'm gonna be the provider, they were all doing up, no, I'm not giving you all the cash. Remember they did the whole like pact about how we're not gonna be the sole moneymaker in the relationship.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hold on, you want a woman to listen to you, be submissive to an extreme nature, but you ain't trying to bring out the cash.
No.
Make it make sense.
I think Mohammed though wanted her to quit her job, didn't he?
100%.
Just chill.
He wanted her to quit her job and just be his lover, be his wife, and be his caregiver forever. But she was like, I'm working on the solar system and I can't do that.
The solar system?
She was like an engineer.
Did she work on the solar system?
No,
I thought it was energy waste.
Energy.
Completely different. The solar system. It's not the fucking solar
she
system.
wasn't on it. But yeah, Love Is Blind Habibs, if you've not watched.
It's been good.
It's been so good.
Inshallah, watch it.
Watch it, inshallah. Yeah.
It's been so
good.
good.
Love Is Blind US has also been good this season because it's been an absolute mess.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Oh, we had a cute little day in Marrakesh actually, doing up watching Love Is Blind.
We did. We watched it in our little movie room in our Riyadh.
Was cute.
That was really cute.
Yeah, I didn't really understand the thingy. Yes, what I could understand about the reunion was who was lying, because I just lost everything. I was just like, you guys are saying this person's saying this person's saying that they saw this, they didn't say this, they didn't say that. I'm like, I don't know who's lying anymore.
So I think that
because there was a lot of back and forth.
I feel like Hannah and what's her face?
Nick.
No, Hannah and Nick, yeah, I feel like Nick did say what that stuff about her.
He didn't own it.
I think he needed to own
that. And then Ramses was like,
this is, but he was like, this is your time to take ownership.
He didn't want to say anything. Until
none of the men wanted to say anything. Yeah. And I think that was a big red flag.
Steven, who was moving mad.
But Steven only spoke when he was, he started speaking too much. But then at first he was only speaking when spoken to. So he was like, I'm not going to say anything, but if you ask me, I ain't going to lie.
Yeah, which I respect. He was itching for his time.
Itching for it. But then I also do. Let's start. Okay, wait. Let's circle back. Let's start with Nick and fucking what's her name? Nick and Hannah. So the thing is, Hannah. She needed to own there's a difference between being direct and being a bitch.
She didn't want to apologize. It really took everything that soul. It was only after that girl started speaking she thought, and everyone was kind of like she thought I should probably apologize.
Exactly.
And that's only why she said it. I think she didn't want it.
And I also think, like, do you know what? I get that she wants Nick to be held accountable for the things that he said because she was being absolutely dragged and he was being made out to be this saint. I get that. However, the whole argument was just like it looked really, really petty because she still hadn't apologized for what she had done. And I think she could...
she was making stupid comment. Like, I think also you could tell she was bringing things up to make him look bad. Like 100%. The thing with the note.
It was like, if I'm going to be bad, you're going to be bad.
Yeah.
The note thing was an absolute moot point.
Yeah.
Moot point. Yeah. We didn't need to know. We didn't care.
Yeah. Leave it. She tried to make it so everyone was like, oh, you're a dick.
Because also to a degree, like every single person who comes on Love is Blind, to some extent, wants to be famous. Nobody is coming on just for love. It's impossible.
Yeah,
like at this point you know what the game is. It's done. So that was a moot point. However, I think when she tried to pull him up on the fact that he had said things about her which was making her insecure during the show, I think that was valid, and I think it's important that we knew that, and I think he should have just owned it. He should have just owned that. However, she should have just from the get-go been able to apologize and let go of this I'm direct thing. I don't think I've ever had someone say
I'm direct. I'm a bitch. I know I'm a bitch.
No. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Yeah,
and also you can't just be like I'm direct and that's that. That's just not how life works. Because then you're not growing and healing. You're talking about all this growth and healing you've done over the last year. What growth have you done?
And I think also all the girls were like, oh, I've also told Hannah she's a bitch, and then she's like, yeah, you have. I'm like, this doesn't make anything better.
No. So
and I think I also thought Ashley and Tim. That whole thing as well. I was just like, yeah. I was just like, what? That was kind of crazy.
They were just like,
but she was going ham. Like,
I think also because she has got this. She has been gotten a lot of like dragging on the internet. She's been dragged quite hard on the internet for her whole like
sleeping,
the whole thing. And she was like, there's more context to this. Like, one, I work at night. Two, he had already told me he had doubts that day before that. So like all these things, they play a part in her attitude.
She tried to play that argument down.
What argument?
A little bit, like when they were in the resort and they were still having the argument. Because I think basically what had happened, she put her hand over his mouth to shush him from the producers coming in to film it or whatever. But I still don't think that was right. I think obviously. She said, oh, there was no physical. She's like, I want to make sure there's no physical abuse or whatever. But like,
I think because people have been like, is she a man beater?
Yeah.
And I didn't go there. My head never went to, oh, she beat him. But like, I think there's no instance in when like, I personally don't think right now, like I'd be having an argument with my man, I'd be like, shush.
Yeah.
Because if I went shush, I've got to be ready for the repercussions of said shush. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. And also, if I did that, I clearly don't have respect for you. You know,
I think he got more hurt when she called him a little bitch.
The little bitch thing was madness. Yeah, she's like, because he was acting like a little bitch.
Yeah, and I was like, I didn't like her dress either. It was so distracting.
I quite liked her hair.
The boob thing.
I liked the dress on her. I think she looked really good.
Yeah, she looked good. The hair looked good.
I mean, I wouldn't have worn the dress myself, but I think she looked good.
It was that whole thing was a mess.
Also, I did feel like it brought out kind of like a nasty side of Garrett actually, because when he did talk,
he was like, you all are immature.
You're all basically immature, and I was like, so you're willing to just sit there? And he's like, I can't wait for this conversation to be over. And I'm like, well, you basically what you're saying is it's not okay for us to hold any of these men accountable for their actions, and you're very happy to like act like Nick is a great guy. You're very happy to act like man like Tyler is a great guy. You're very happy to act like man like Tim is a great guy.
A lot of these people just say stuff to make themselves look better.
I just think in that moment, if you're not willing to say, okay, this person fucked up and did X, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Don't be making anybody feel petty or small, because the whole point of the reunion is to hold everybody accountable for their shit. Like, and don't.
Ramses going to want to cry.
I actually feel bad for Ramses.
He did take the shit.
I think that he did her a kindness by not taking her up the altar and saying, I don't want to marry you. And I think at the end of the day, like, nobody needs to marry someone who thinks they're too much for them. And no one needs to be in a relationship where they feel constantly overwhelmed by their partner.
Yeah.
And I think that they were forgetting, like, I can understand that she was very upset and that she was broken by the situation, as she should be if it was a heartbreak and she loved him. However, he is very much entitled to, after only 5 or 6 weeks, say, I don't think you're the right person for me. And I think that was taken away from him because she was so upset. And I think he really did bear the brunt of that. Like, I understand
he took everything her mum was saying at the thing.
He literally just took everything and said, I was wrong.
And I think he was really thinking about what he was saying to make it 100%. Not like seem bad.
100%. I feel
that to cry.
Yeah, 100%. I think that he was given a bit too. I think he was.
You see his pants.
Awful. The fashion choices were not helping.
What the hell are these pants?
They were not helping. I think he cut off the lock though, thank God.
Yeah, I didn't know.
But I think that he was given a bit too much.
Even Leo was doing up apologizing.
Who?
Leo, the Rolex guy.
I actually kind of like him now.
Yeah, I saw him and
how
his
TikToks
TikTok,
and jokes.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I kind of
him and Britney actually grew on me.
Yeah,
like by the end. But I think I understand. I feel for what's her face, the girl. What's the girl that was with Ramses? Marissa.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel like she was genuinely heartbroken by the situation. But I just feel like, I don't know, like her energy for Nick was kind of mad. She had a lot of energy for Nick.
Oh, she did.
And I feel like she could have just said it better. She could have said what she was saying better.
That's because that's her bestie.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think her energy for Nick could have been a bit better.
I like Randall.
Who's Randall?
Randall from the last seasons. He was on there. He was sitting.
Oh yeah, he was just sitting there like.
Yeah, he was. He was like.
Like I know this wasn't supposed to be about Love Is Blind, guys, but we just had to do a breakdown on the reunion. But also, wait, just before we end, so do you think Ashley knew the truth?
Why did I think you was going to ask me about something about Marrakesh?
No, do you think Ashley knew the truth?
I don't think she knew. I think she was landing as we found out.
You think that? You don't believe her?
Oh, what did she say?
She said she knew the whole time. She said she knew the whole time. She said that they just only chose to say certain things on TV because they were trying to protect like the identity of his kids and stuff like that. And he said he also looked awful. His eyes were like deep bags, like he'd been crying every day.
When he told her, I think he told her before we found out, like probably when they were doing filming. But
like, do you think he told her the truth?
What he told her, I don't know.
So he obviously has said that, like he told us that he was a sperm donor, but he had told her the full story.
I mean, I think the thing of like what he said about how he used to spend Christmases with them and stuff is kind of weird, because why would I get a sperm donor who's like my friend or whatever and then be like, okay, well you can be in the kids' lives and spend Christmas with us, but you're a sperm donor.
So what he said was like, didn't he say like basically like he was a sperm donor, and then basically when the wife left, he then stepped in because she was struggling with these kids and stuff.
That's weird.
It is weird, but however, kids. This was his friend. Do the kids know he's the dad?
Yeah, that's the weird part of it.
So they just think, because he was like, I would do this for any of my friends.
Yeah, that's the weird part, because if that was me, that's weird if the kids know that that's their dad.
Maybe they don't know. That's the thing. Do they know? Like, I think it's a very difficult situation. Also, like the mum has come out and said like complete opposite to him. So like, I mean, because like if the mum hadn't come out and said anything, I'd probably believe what they said on the show. Yeah. But I think because the mum has come out and not said anything, it's kind of weird. And also, I just fail to understand how a man, even if he's a sperm donor, has now become involved in his kid's life. He's talking about how he was brought up by a single mum, so he has a lot of like sympathy for the situation. So then, how are you not attached to these kids? Like you've not seen them in a year, and you've got no attachment.
But
to them.
I also think if you're a sperm donor, you're spending time with the kids, you must have an attachment to them.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm like, if you're a sperm donor, either you're complete separate.
I think the situation is fishy, and I think either it's very difficult. Either she knew and she's accepted it, and she's accepted his story that is that he's not involved in their lives, or she's Delulu, and she's just trying to be like Ray Charles the whole thing, so that she can just like accept it, because otherwise she knows she can't.
Lordy Lord.
Love Is Blind really got me in a clutch. And I wasn't even going to watch this season because after the previous season I thought was a bit shit.
Yeah, you said you never watched it.
So I wasn't going to watch it again. And I gave this one a chance because I want to be part of the group chat, and I have no regrets. It really delivered. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, literally.
We'll see you again next week. Bye.